Today we're breaking down and comparing two amazing lenses, the newer Sigma 24-70 F2.8 DG/DN art lens and the trusty Tamron 28-75 F2.8. If you're in the market for one of these lenses, this is a tough choice for sure, but I've taken out most of the heavy lifting for you guys in this video. Well, there's a lot to cover and not a lot of time to do it in. Let's get started. We've got another showdown for you today between the popular Sigma 24-70 F2.8 DG/DN art lens and of course the Tamron 28-75 F2.8. As usual, we'll be breaking down these two lenses in terms of size, build, performance, and value to hopefully make it easier for you to choose one. Here's some basic specs on these lenses, and guys, if you haven't seen one of my videos before, my name's Stefan Malik, and I do a lot of photography and filmmaking news, reviews, and tutorials, so if you like this video and it helps you out, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. Well, let's jump into size. As far as size is concerned, both of these lenses are an average and reasonable size for a standard zoom. The Tamron is smaller, measuring 4 5/8 inches long, compared to the Sigma's 5 1/8 inches long. The Sigma is also about 3/4 of an inch wider, and does weigh quite a bit more than the Tamron at 830 grams, and you will notice a difference when carrying around these lenses for a long period of time. As far as the size category goes, it's easy to see. The Tamron's smaller, lighter, and just a little bit more conveniently sized. Next, comparing the build, they're both well made, but the advantage definitely goes to the Sigma. It's simply got better quality materials and more features. It's got nice grippy and responsive zoom and focus rings, and they're actually in the right place for me. I like the zoom ring at the back, where the Tamron's is in the front and can throw you off a little bit. They're both internally focusing, but both extend as you zoom. Do note that the Tamron does have common 67mm filter threads, where the Sigma has a huge 82mm. So keep in mind that if you are using filters, it's going to be a bit more expensive with the Sigma. You'll find a nice metal mount on both of them, and impressively they both have a little rubber gasket for additional confidence when it comes to weather sealing. To keep costs down, you won't find any buttons or switches on the Tamron, whereas the Sigma has a few convenient options, including an automatic manual focus switch, a focus hold button, and a little zoom lock switch, which is, to be honest, a little bit unnecessary. Also note that neither of these lenses are image stabilized. So like I said earlier, both of these lenses are made well, but the Sigma is really a next step up when it comes to quality as well as features, and for those reasons it wins the build category. Okay, so now the real question. How do these two stack up when it comes to performance? Let's check out autofocus first. When we're talking about autofocus speed, both lenses are fantastic and very capable. If you did watch my full in-depth review of the Sigma, you know that my experience wasn't perfect, and just like the Tamron had a few issues when it was released, I imagine that the Sigma will have a few early on issues addressed in a firmware update that's likely there by the time you watch this video. Both lenses' autofocus is fast, reliable, and basically silent. Here they are side by side in video, and yeah, I think we're really splitting hairs here. They're both very good. When it comes to manual focus, the Sigma has a big advantage. I mentioned earlier about the zoom and focus ring being flipped on the Tamron. They're both also more grippy, accurate, and require a far less throw than the Tamron. If you are a video shooter and you use manual focus a lot, note that this is one of the major differences between these two lenses. And here they are side by side. Now don't get me wrong, they're both incredibly capable for video shooting, and if you're a subscriber, you know that I do a lot of my filming with the Tamron for this YouTube channel. I personally don't do a heck of a lot of manual focus, but the Sigma was definitely more capable in that aspect. But keep in mind that it's also bigger, heavier, and won't perform as well on a gimbal. There's give and take for both. Both lenses for stills are also very quick, but I did find with the Sigma that it was front focusing a little bit, and after a repair from Sigma and further inspection, I did confirm it, as well as some horrible chromatic aberration that doesn't seem to be consistent in other copies. Despite my few issues with the Sigma, overall image quality between these two lenses is going to be very close. No two lenses are ever the same. In my case, I found the Tamron to be just a hair sharper, both before and after I sent it to Sigma to have a look at. At the end of the day, unless you're pixel peeping, both of these lenses are going to produce awesome photos and video. And to be honest, a zoom lens that's a fraction sharper than another one is not going to be a determining factor for me to buy it. If I want ultimate sharpness, I'm going to use a prime. Now it is personal preference, but I did prefer the bokeh of the Sigma to the Tamron. And it does have 11 bladed aperture to the Tamron's 9, so technically throughout most of the zoom range, it's probably going to look a little bit better. So of course there's a little bit of a focal range difference, and to be honest, I don't think there's been a situation where I've really said to myself, man, I really wish I had that 24, or I couldn't get the shot because of it without just moving a little bit. On the long end, however, I'm one that likes to shoot the details, so I always like to have a little bit of extra reach. But that's just me personally. What's more important to you? If you do want to see more in-depth performance on either of these two lenses, make sure you check out my full in-depth review on each. But assuming you get a good copy of both, like I said, we're really splitting hairs and it's going to come down to what you need the most. They're both great performers with pros and cons, and I don't want my negative experience with the Sigma to throw off your perception of the lens based on one bad copy. Take a look at what everybody is saying, and it's probably going to be somewhere in the middle. But as far as performance goes, I don't really see a massively huge winner. They both win. When we're talking about value, you'll find it in both of these lenses. The Sigma comes in at $1,100 US, compared to the Tamron's $879. And when you're comparing, there's usually another player in the game, and that's the Sony 24-70 G Master. All three of these lenses are very close when it comes to performance, with really just a few features separating them. Also note that the Tamron as well as the Sigma both come with 6 or 7 year warranties depending on where you're from. For me, the performance that you get mixed with the size, the weight, and the price of the Tamron makes it one of the best value Sony E-mount lenses out there. So what's going to be more important for you? Size and portability, or build quality and features? It's definitely a tough one because there's value in both of these lenses, but for me personally, it's got to go to the Tamron. So wrapping up guys, ultimately, we've got two amazing lenses here. And either way, they're really not going to let you down. If you're pinching every penny and budget's an issue, well, I think you might know which route to go. If you've got the cash to spend and you're looking for something that's built like a tank, the Sigma might be for you. And putting it all together for you as always, here's my personal pros and cons for both of these lenses. Alright, so hopefully that's everything that you need to make a choice between these two. If I missed something or you have another question, make sure you drop it down below in the comments. And if you want to pick up one of these lenses, I will put affiliate links in the description as well. Guys, if you liked this video and if it did help you out, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. I'll leave you now with a few more examples from both of these lenses. And like always guys, make mistakes, be yourself, and get out there and take some more pictures. See you next time.